So, hey guys, good evening, everyone from wherever you're watching me from. I welcome you to tonight's conversations at the open house. And as you know, my name is Basil. I'll be your anchor for tonight. We're going to be having an interesting personality to take us on a very important topic that we used to do before. It's been our culture for 2 years and counting, but yeah, we can say that we're back and better. We've been out for a while, but this time the open house is fully functional and operational. So tonight we'll be discussing scaling barriers, gaining unfair advantage in the workplace. And as we may have seen on the ads, we're having a very versatile guest tonight, Treasure Irubor, and I guess she's in the waiting room, so I have to bring her in. Let's get this session started as soon as possible. And while I do that, by the way, if you know you missed our last session, my birthday session, where we had Coach Temilola Adeboye, we had Dele Fayemi and Esther, you need to go and watch that session again. So it ended abruptly, but hopefully we're going to continue that session. It stopped before we wanted it to because of some technical issues, but in our next session we're going to get that sorted out and so it doesn't occur again. While we wait for Treasure to come on board, once again I welcome you to the open house. The open house was born out of the zeal to have conversation around work culture during April 2020. Of course, that was during the period of lockdown. Everyone was indoors and frustrated. We were all confused about where to go. But having a conversation around our work, even when we are to some form of reprieve, for those who are entrepreneurs, we dealt on you know cases that have to do with entrepreneurship. We've been able to have guests from different parts of the world, our platforms. We've spoken on emotional intelligence. We've spoken on with stuff around family. Spoken on startups. We've done about social impact and on and on and on. In fact, we've held conferences in in 2021. We held one. In 2022, we held another conference. In 2021, we held the Accelerate Conference, which holds in every January. And in 2021, we held another one. In 2022, we held the second edition where we had the topic Ultimate Revelation for the Kingdom of. And you could go check that out on our YouTube and on our YouTube channel. So there we featured an academic, we featured a relationship coach, we featured a development expert. Yeah, we couldn't get up to the desired number of speakers we had intended. Two of them had to pull out at the end of at the nick of time, but we were able to run the session the way it's supposed to. Congratulations to the attendants who got their cake. And I believe that the open house has come here to say the open house is not going off tomorrow any longer. We've been on a long hiatus. We try to do some setups here and there, trying to make sure that we're ever ready for the new normal. Aside just teaching it and bringing in speakers to the open house, we wanted us to also, impact people by not just inspire them, but by our models. We are running the open house as a business, independent of the anchor or the founder or any other member at the back. And we wanted to make sure that even when we're not there, should be a legacy stuff. Should be someone else to pick up the open house. And we're so glad that the team at the open house has been so dynamic. Yes, at the point, the people who started the open house, they had to move on. The guys at the back had to move. We're happy that we still got people who believe at the open house, identifying with us to today. And special thanks to all our guests that we've hosted all these years. We can't thank Emeka Odibeli enough. We can't thank Francis. We can't thank Ahmed Ayla, Obina, Jude. We can't thank Bernard Kelvin Clive. We can't thank. We can't have enough of thanks to offer Miss Sullivan, Miss Michelle Sullivan, who's on the blog, on the board of one.org. We can't thank enough CEO Chukuma Ifrem Okenwa. We can't thank enough Wilfred Okeke. Not to talk of the love that we got from Lovett Weekly. I'm trying to recall all of them, and it's such a wonderful time having those guys come around. We had Osundu Benedict, may he so rest in peace. We also had Awoke Awoke. We also had Victor Obinna. Now, these are phenomenal guests that we've had. And the sessions that we had with them, except for the ones we did off Facebook and YouTube, you need to go and watch the replay on YouTube and on our Facebook group. You know, very soon we're going to be doing very short clips and doing short as well and posting on YouTube. Serving as reminders for those sessions that have gone by. Trying to make us understand the time, trying to make us get get in tune. Because a lot of those messages that were shared there were timeless. They can't, the values have not been outlived. But the fact that the data has gone, I would still expect our guests, hopefully, should be here soon.
Okay, I just wanted. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Mr. Bassey. Good
How
evening.
are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you
Okay,
also?
fine. As you can see, the open house is live again after a long, long break. So let's start. You know, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting also, and our audience already knows who you are. You are that guest we have been waiting for. All of the hype. Now, let's live up to it. I was joking. It was no hype. It was all real. So let's just get started. Let's know how to scale barriers and gain unfair advantage in the workplace. I believe this is going to be an interesting one. So take it from here.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. As you know, my name is Treasure Irubor. We are looking at the topic scaling barriers and gaining workplace advantage. And we are going to focus more on the barrier called, let me say, the job search process, how to gain entry into the workplace, into the job market. This is a challenge for a lot of, this is a challenge for a lot of youths, a lot of young ones that are searching for job. Just like the name implies, it's a barrier, and with some certain knowledge, we'll be able to scale through those barriers. So let's look at why you find it difficult to get job even when you are qualified. The marketplace is a very competitive place. You have to strive, you have to do a lot of things, you have to be focused for you to be able to gain such advantage. So, but there are a lot of people that have gotten experience, they are qualified, they have this knowledge. But how to cross over into the job market is a very big challenge. So this is what we'll be discussing. What are those challenges? What are those barriers that are limiting, that are causing hindrance for you to cross from unemployment to become employed? And number one factor we'll be looking at is what mindset. We are going to be looking at mindset of the people. Everything boils down to the mindset. There's something called limiting Okay, when you are asked a question about um, what do you think about applying for a job, what comes into your mind? The job search process and so on. What comes into your mind? Today's with today's youth, a lot of negativity comes into their mind. They will tell you, there are no job in Nigeria, and getting a job is very difficult, you get rejected, a lot of negative things. They might feel too old for the job, they might feel too young for the job, and so on. All those beliefs, all those mindsets you have are the ones limiting you from getting that job you want. So first of all, we have to work on our mindsets. We shouldn't be limited. We shouldn't limit our mindset. I know definitely we might have gone through a lot of experience that makes us have such negative belief when it comes to job search. Maybe you've gone to a job interview before, you were rejected, and so on. Then it sticks to your mind that if I go for the next one, I will be rejected. Or if I don't have some certain kind of connection, I won't be able to get that job. Or if I don't do this, if I don't do that, I won't be able to get that job. So let's first of all work on our mindset. Take out every form of limiting belief we have. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Then number two, we have to be intentional. As someone that is looking for a job, you want to scale through barriers and gain workplace advantage. You have to be intentional about your job search. Job search is a job on its own. We should know that. So whatever you are doing about your job search, you have to be intentional from first of all creating your career paths. Nowadays, a lot of people have come to me and asked, I need a job, I'm looking for a job, I need to be working, I need to earn money. And I'll ask them, okay, what kind of job are you looking for? And they will just say, a good paying job, at least job that can pay me. That's a no no. You have to be intentional. You know, this market, this workplace, it's very competitive. Job search itself is very competitive. We have limited job for a lot of people. So for you to be able to gain advantage, for you to be at the spotlight, you have to be intentional. State your career, work towards it, be focused. Some people do not really know what they want. They might say they want to earn, but they don't know what they want. So it's something we have to work on. Then number three is what? Know how job search work. Know how job search work. Job search is a sales process. I want us to know that job search is a sales process. It's just like you, okay, you are a marketer. You have to, there is a need for you to market your skill or maybe market a product you want to sell. If you're not a good marketer, you don't know your way about it, nobody will patronize you, nobody will buy your skill, nobody will buy your product. So let's have this mindset that job said is a sales process. It's a process we have to prepare for, we have to work towards. So we have to also understand the buyer need. In this context, the employer is the buyer. Employers don't just go around employing. If you ask me, no employer will want to employ if it's possible. But it's just because they need to fill a particular human resource need. That is why they need to employ. And if you are coming for that role and you don't have the skills required, there is no way you fit into that position. So the purpose for them recruiting is for them to what, fill a particular position, and that position, the person filling that position have to have some certain skills. So you have to show that you have those skills in your resume, even during the job interview. You have to be able to convince them that you have those skills they need. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting you. I'm getting you.
So it is just you making yourself the right person, the right fit for that vacancy. Okay.
Mm.
So number three, I will talk about is also some people. Okay, let me say after you have identified your career path, are you socializing with, or let me say, are you associating yourself with people already in that career? That's a question you have to ask yourself. There are a lot of career community that you can associate yourself with on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, and so on. So you, as a person that wants to excel in a particular career or in a particular job, you have to associate yourself with a community where like minds are, both internationally, nationally, globally, and so on. Okay. As for me, um, how I was able to like gain an entry into the HR career was the first of all, okay, I had this mindset that jobs being posted online, especially just for formalities. There is no way I can get job through those means. But here I am. I got a job through that means. First of all, what I did was for me to be aware of my career, I became intentional. I had to sit down and thought about it. What do I really want for myself? Okay, I can make up a good career path from HR. So during those thoughts, I had to take up a professional course. So that professional course also helped me to associate myself with a lot of HR professionals, a lot of people that have been in the industry for years, 2 years, 3 years, and so on. So it will surprise you that it was even from a platform created through that professional course, I was even able to get the current job I am doing. So sometimes you might be looking for something at the wrong place. You will be looking for something at the wrong thing. You are looking for maybe an accounting job and you are looking for it at the wrong place. First of all, look for an accounting platform, a community where there are a lot of accountants, where people meet, discuss about the careers. Number one importance of you joining a career community is that you're going to have the opportunity to meet people that are already existing in those careers that on a normal day you might not be able to associate yourself with. Number two, there are a lot of learnings. You have opportunity to ask questions about the job, about what is going on in the industry, and so on. Number four, number three, sorry, you have opportunity um, to have access to a lot of courses, online courses, even at a discounted rate. Like, for instance, me, I've had a lot of certification, I've learned a lot of things through all these opportunities. So there are a lot of advantage you can gain from joining your career community. It can help you excel, it can help pave way for you, it can direct you to the right path, and also you will get the right information to skill. Okay. Then number five, this is something everybody is shying away from. Starting small. Starting small. A lot of us want to get that six-figure job, maybe that high-paying job, just like that. Forgetting that you have to have some qualification, you have to have some experience, you have to go through some processes before you get to that point. So let's have starting small as part of our plan to scale. Starting small doesn't mean you should remain small. There's no problem with starting small. It is when you remain small for a long time that is a problem. So many people keep applying for a job in which they are not qualified just because of the salary attached to the job ad. You keep on applying for those jobs. Of course, it's obvious that you are not qualified for it. And because you are not qualified, you won't get any advantage there. So let's try and start small. The main thing is towards gain an entry into the workplace. At least be able to get the advantage of working in a particular organization. As far as you are there, definitely place it to grow. Okay, so that's it about scaling barriers. If you look at the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 1 to 4, um, let me read it. Daniel, chapter 1, verse 1. Okay, let me read from 3. Then the king ordered Phinehas, chief of his court officers, to bring into the king's service some of the Israelites from the royal family and nobility. If you read through from Daniel chapter 1 to the end, you will see that recruitment and selection we see as maybe a barrier to entering into a company or to gain a work advantage is it started way back from the Bible. It didn't just start now. So there was a recruitment process. There was okay. Let me read 3. Then the king ordered. Sorry, let me read 2. And the young men without any physical defects. So the king needed um, to close a gap, an employment gap in his kingship, in his palace. So he had to ask his court officials to recruit men, and not just recruiting. He gave some requirements, which was young man without any physical defects, handsome, showing aptitude for every kind of learning, well informed, equipped quick quick to understand, and qualified to serve in the king palace. So in that case, that was a requirement for the job in which the king needed. And before someone can be put in that position, he has to get all these requirements. He has to be equipped with all these skills. So also in present time, before you can scale through, you have to be prepared. You have to mold your mindset, prepare your mindset, take every form of negativity when it comes to searching for a job. Be intentional, gather skills, be informed, know how to search, know how job search works, and also start small. Thank you. Are you there? Hello? Hello? Okay. Um, Network is actually interrupting here. Okay, so let's go on. You as a candidate, let's know that a recruitment process is like a match making process, like where you matching a man and a woman, matchmaking a man and woman together. Of course, this person has his own um, qualities and knows what you also want, and so the other parties. So that is how the recruitment process is. So you are trying to find the job. You are trying to find the best job or the best job for you. Okay, let me say the best job for you. The way you are trying to find that perfect job for yourself, that is also how the recruiter or an employer is trying to find the best candidate for himself. Are you with me? So this is how they are also trying to find the best candidate for yourself. So you have to make yourself fit into their need. They are trying to find the right person. You have to make yourself the right person. Let's look at how we structure as resume first of all. Look at how we structure our resume. The resume is what every recruiter needs. The resume is the first point of contact between you and the recruiter. How have you structured your resume? How have you structured your resume? Most of us we add a lot of unnecessary things to our resume, a lot of unnecessary information. Let's start from the biodata. Nowadays, you don't need um, you don't need to add your date of birth to your resume. You don't need to add your religion. You don't need to add your state of origin or such information because it can be a restriction to you. For instance, now you are applying for a job that have stated a particular age range, maybe from 25 to 30, and you don't fall within that age range. You don't have to make your age, those information obvious because it's going to be it's going to limit you. First of all, they will look at the age, it is there, you are out. So you have to take off those information, make the recruiter want to know more about you. Like put a lot of thoughts in their mind that will make them want to we want to meet this person. Can we let's meet this person in face to face for a discussion? So also some people come to ask about some people have told me that this job they say they want a particular number of experience. I have the skill, but I don't have that number of years of experience they have required. What you just have to do is to not make your years of experience obvious on your CV. Okay? You don't have to make the years of experience obvious on your CV. Yeah. So you just have to focus on your strengths. When writing your resume, just focus on your strengths, focus on your abilities that is in line with the job you are applying for. And also, when writing your skills and ability, it should be in line with the requirements, with the job requirements. And we are even looking at nowadays most job ads that are posted, the information of what like the job requirement is being added to the job ad. They might say, okay, for instance, a human resource officer is needed with maybe 2 years experience, must be able to handle payroll, compensation, employee relation, and so on. So for it to be easy for you, because most recruiters now they look at keywords on your CV. So it's just for you to take those information in order of reference, just like they have stated it um on the job ad, you attach it to your CV. So even if it's the system that will be screening the CV at first, it will pick out those keywords and select your CV as part of the uh, CV with the required information they need. So, so that's it. So let's talk about maintaining skill, maintaining skill, skills. We might, okay, you might have a certain skill now. I think you have the all and all. You have all and all. You have the knowledge, all the necessary knowledge you deserve to work in a particular position. It might not be the case at all time. If you have a skill, you are required to maintain the skill, and that skill can be maintained through constant training, constant learning. For instance, now some years ago, the use of smartphones was not like there was no smartphone in existence, and you as a phone repairer, what you know how to fix is those button, walkie-talkie, mobile phone. And okay, you feel okay, I am a phone repairer or a phone technician, and I can fix those phone. And somebody brings to you a smartphone which you know nothing about. At that point in time, your skill is irrelevant. So that is why I say it is important for us to maintain the skill we have. You might think you've gone to school, you've gained knowledge, and it is okay. It is not okay. We have to constantly develop ourselves and work towards the recent happening in the workplace so that we can what fit in. Okay. In summary, I want us to have the mindset that there are job, there are opportunities, there are job opportunities out there for everyone. It's just that because of the way the economy is now, it is very difficult to get that job because of the population, because of the economy. So because it is difficult and gaining that job is it's competitive, we have to be on our toe. We have to work very hard. We have to be intentional. Okay, so we have to be intentional about this, work on our career, and also, like I said earlier, join a career community. It helps a lot. I'm speaking from experience. When you join a career opportunity, there are a lot of advantage you can get. You are open to a lot of job opportunities. You are open to a lot of training opportunities. You are open to meeting people in existing in that career both far and near. Okay. So I've come to the conclusion of the session. I don't know if anybody is listening to me because I'm facing some network challenge. Okay. So in summary, how you can scale those barriers and gain workplace advantages. Number one, let go of limiting belief. Number two, be intentional. Number three, know how job search works. Number four, join a career community. And number five, start small. I just want to use this medium to thank the open house for giving me the opportunity to be here to host this session, uh, to be a guest, sorry, rather, in this session. And as many that have joined, um, I'm sorry about the network issue. Thanks for joining. I hope you've gained knowledge. Thank you and good night.